Welcome to Shom Achshav on the Daf Shir sponsor Lo Nishma Sam Yaakov Shalom Le'apas Yitzchok. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Yud Gimel. The Gemara on this Daf is busy in explaining how do we connect the Tkufa to the Chodesh Levana. How do we make sure that the seasons, which depend on the solar calendar, on the sun, how do they connect to Chodesh Levana, to the months of the moon, and to make sure that they come together? And we learn this from two psukim. In the pasuk on Amud Aleph is Chag HaOsif Tkufas Hashanah. The Osif has to be in the right kufa. And the pasuk on Amud Beis Shomer is Chodesh Aviv, again Aviv Shel Tkufa. Rabbi Tzaddik HaKohen in Pri Tzadik Elder Beis, he brings this Gemara and he mentions that what we're busy with is to connect the Levana to the Chama, to connect the cycle of the moon to the cycle of the sun. As we know in the pasuk it says, V'aya or Levana korechama. We try to connect it, and that's the idea of the Ibur in general. And he goes in his Mahalach to explain it. But in order to explain this more, I want to bring here what my Rebbi or Moshe Shapiro Zatzal used to say a lot when he spoke about Ibur Hashanah, and really explain the oimik of what Ibur Hashanah is all about. So he used to say like this. The Gemara says, Umas Oilam, referring to Esov, Moinim Lechama. They count the year based on the solar calendar. But Am Yisrael Moinim Levana, they count based on the lunar calendar. What's the oimik, the difference between the count of Am Yisrael and the count of Umas Oilam? So he explained the pshar is like this. When you count based on the Chama, the count is a count of a year. When you count based on the sun, there's no divisions to months. The reason why you divide it to 12 months is arbitrary. It doesn't really have any significance every month. Nothing changes from the sun perspective, month by month. The Levana on the other end, is a monthly cycle. The Levana doesn't have a cycle of a year. It's every 30 days, it's Mishchadesh. Just after 12 times, it becomes a year. We call it a year. That's arbitrary as well. You could have connected 15 months to make it a year, but we decided to do it 12 months. So the Chamo is a cycle of a Shana, and the Levana is a cycle of a Chodesh. Shana is Lashon Yoshan, old, or Sheina, Lashon sleeping, which means in the sun you see no Chiddush. The sun is going again and again. It's the cycle, but there's no really any change in the sun throughout its cycle. The Levana, on the other hand, starts like a very small thing. You don't really see it. It grows until it gets to the 15th day of the month, and then it starts to shrink until it disappears completely. And then it's reborn again. So by Chodesh, meaning the cycle of the moon, you have what's called a Chiddush, because the Levana mischadeshes, Levana bechidusha. Every month there's a new birth of the Levana. And be'oimek, this is the big chiluk between if you count based on the Chamo or you count based on the Levana. If you count based on the Chamo, what the biggest shayrish akfira of Umas Oilam, as the Ramban explains in the Parshas Boy, is that the Oilam is kadmon, meaning the world was never created. Why is this the big kfira? Because if the world was never created, that means there's no boirer, there's no manik, there's no leader. The world is not going from anywhere to anywhere, it's just here. It always was here, it always will be here. That's if you count based on the Chama, look on the sun, the way the sun looks in the Bria, nothing changes. The sun is always there. But the Levana, the oimik of the Levana is, the Levana has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that reflects the mahalach of the world. That the world itself has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Meaning the world was created, and it has the tachlis, and it's going towards that goal. It's not something that was here the whole time. It's something that was created for a purpose. In other words, yesh manig labria. That's why the cycle of the moon represents Am Yisrael, that they have a din of Chiddush. Hem asidim lischadesh kemoisa. They believe in Chiddush. The whole mahalach of Am Yisrael is the fact that there will be a rebirth. And Umas Oilam, meaning the ones who represent the other side, the Kfira, they want to say, just look at the sun, nothing is changing. In general, Am Yisrael counts the Levana. The Levana is hidden. The Levana is in the night. The mahalach of Am Yisrael is hidden in the world, and it's not really seen outside. What is dominant, what the world is running with, is with the Chama, with the sun, with the Kfira of Umas Oilam. But the tachlis of this world is Vaya Orea Levana Korechama. We want to connect the moon and the sun together. We want to show that emunah of Chiddush outside in the world, in the outside world, in the surface where everybody sees it. Eventually, it's the Hashem. The whole world will be clear that Kadosh Baruch Hu is out there. That everything that we see is all Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's all a mahalach of chiddush. There's a boyre and a nivra, and that is the oimek of Ibur Hashanah. Because we could count the moon and be on our own. We would count the moon. It would change. You'll have no shaykhs to what goes down with the solar calendar, with the solar cycle. But Am Yisrael is makpid. Am Yisrael has a mitzvah to connect their cycle of the moon to the cycle of the sun. And the Oimek Adover is to bring the world to the tachas of Am Yisrael is that the Levana will be Karechamo, meaning the Levana won't be something hidden in the night, but that's going to be the mahalach of the world in general. The Izgale will be Mizgale in the world, Shem Hashem. Everybody will be Miyachet Shem Hashem together. So that's why we have this mitzvah. That's the idea of Ibur Hashanah. Connect the Levana to the Chamo. Don't just count based on the months of Levana, based on the months of the moon. But make sure that you will correspond and you'll be correlated with the Tkufa, with the time that depends on the sun as well. The moon and the sun have to connect together. That's the Oimek of Ibur Hashanah. And this is what we're busy in this daf to come and explain and show where exactly do you need to have a Levana together with a Chamo, how the Chodesh Levana have to correspond to the Tkufos of the Chamo. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to WhatsApp group, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.